Hi guys, I want to talk to you today about questions. Questions can be used for good, and obviously that's what I want to talk to you about, the positive side of questions. My wife, she is an absolute expert when it comes to questions. I would say she's a bit of a ninja when it comes to questions. Just the other day, she was ministering with somebody, and I was talking to her, and she's so good at this kind of side of the ministry. And she said, yeah, she just asks questions. And then she obviously feeds on the responses that she gets from those questions. And that promotes the conversations, the talks that she has. And I admire her for the way in which she's able to use questions to the max, Me, I'm a bit of a learner. I think I've been married to Louise for long enough now to I'm starting to realise that there's something in this whole question thing, I think what helps Louise is she went to university, and when you go to university, one of the things that they teach you is how to question life and question different subject matter. I've done a little bit myself with some theological studies. You might have a particular verse of scripture or a particular understanding of theology, and the idea is that they give you two different textbooks that look at that same idea or scripture from different angles, and then they basically try and encourage you to question the text and come up with the right kind of conclusions. So questions can be really healthy in life and really helpful in life for direction and so on and so forth. Really good in relationships, in as I said with Louise, with the ministry that she's been doing. But I think we need to get better at questions. I know I do. And I want to look at questions today from three different perspectives. Questions that we ask about the content that we allow into our thoughts. That's the first area that I want us to look at. Then I want to think about questioning ourselves and how we're doing and that kind of stuff. And what do I believe about myself and so on and so forth. That's one of my favourite sayings. Forgive me for saying and so on and so forth so often, but there we go, you just have to live with that one, I guess. The third area about questions that I want to talk about is questioning others and basically how you doing, We live in community for a reason. We need to look out for each other and take strength from each other. So we need to promote community, and asking in how people are doing, that's a great way to promote community. So let me just jump into the first area and give you some background and some understanding as to why I've kind of come up with this. I like a lot of self-help stuff, I watch lots of video casts. I don't only make video casts, I watch a lot, I learn a lot, I read books on self-help, how I can improve my life. I read a lot of Christian books, obviously, on how to be and to maintain my relationship with Jesus and how to really get it right in life. But I read a lot of secular books as well. I think sometimes it's easy to kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think you've got to get a right balance in life. Going back to the whole theological debate, look at it from two different angles. So I read a lot of stuff, and I listen to a lot of podcasts and video casts. And I was listening to one the other day. I'm not going to give you a title and so, because I don't want to be putting down another person's work, but excuse me. It was, I think, 10 ways to improve your life or to make it good in life, And the very first one was basically saying, don't let culture dictate who you are or what you are. Don't let culture dictate who you are or what you are. And when I first heard it, I thought, that makes sense. It's not for culture to tell me who I am, and I get to choose for myself. I know who I am, and I get to choose who I am. But then I started to think about it. I was thinking, in our world today, I think we need some foundations. We need some strong beliefs. We can't just go into life and say, today I can be whatever I want to be. I'm not going to be dictated to by culture. I'm not going to be dictated to by the world around me. And I think that we've kind of made it too easy for people to kind of just decide on the day. I think we do need some kind of boundaries, some kind of standards in life. I know some people are going to disagree with me here, and yeah, we're all entitled to an opinion, and I'm only sharing my opinion. But I don't want society to dictate who I am in a negative way. You know, I've got to be this, but there is need for some kind of boundaries. I'm a man, yeah, and I know I'm opening a can of worms here. I'm a man. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and think I want to be a woman, or wake up the next day I want to be a mushroom. You know, I am a man, and that's how I was born. That's the boundary. So when culture says you're a man, I have to fall. I believe I have to fall into into that standard and accept that standard for my life. I say, as I said, there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with this, and we're all entitled to our opinion. But I'm basing it on what I understand of life and what I believe. So to say that don't let culture decide who you are or what you're going to be, I think we need to question that. And basically what I want you to do is, if you go through life like me, you're trying to always learn about different things. Don't be afraid to ask questions about what you're learning, what you're taking into your mind. Because it's so easy if we keep on getting this same repeated message that we don't question. It's not long before you start being indoctrinated by those ideas, and then you take on something that later you might regret taking on, because it's not who you are or what you want to be. So I want to encourage you to ask questions. What are you taking in, and how is it imprinting upon your life? Ask those kind of questions. The second area is, how am I doing? I want to ask myself how I'm doing. And now, as a bloke, I think we're not particularly good at this one. I think ladies are better at it. If they don't ask themselves, they at least have mates to ask them, and they ask their mates. And they don't just say, yeah, I'm all right. They actually get into the nitty gritty of how they're actually doing. I think we as men need to get better at that. I've just completed Brave Course. It's come out of Bethel Church, a guy called Jason Valentin, heading it up. Really fantastic year discipleship program. I highly recommend it if you can get yourself enrolled into it. But one of the things that I've learned over the year that I was doing it is that emotions, we don't choose our emotions. Emotions happen to us. So something happens and I might get angry. Something happens and I might get sad or hurt. Someone might say something to me and I get hurt. I don't get up in the morning and choose to be hurt. Something's happened to me and the emotion has come up. And I think as men, we need to start asking ourselves how we do more often. We need to start questioning stuff. And as you do, as you start to question, why did I get angry today? You start to come up with more information around the whole idea. Maybe I got angry today because the person I was driving behind was just driving 10 kilometres below the speed limit and it was making me late. Well, why was I late? Did I not leave in time? If we start asking ourselves questions, we can really approach life in a better way. The third area that I want us to think about is asking people how they're doing. I've already said that ladies are better at this than men. We tend to talk about football and the weather, and we maybe moan about last night's dinner. But, I cooked last night's dinner, so I shouldn't really moan about it. Anyway, I think we need to, community is so important, eh? It really is. None of us really want to be loners in life. And some people think, I'm hard, I can do life all by myself, I don't need anybody else. But the truth is, we were created by God to live in community. And one of the ways that we can make community work is to ask the right kind of questions. Go deeper with people. How you doing? How can I help you? How can I come alongside you and support you? The more we kind of ask those questions and then follow up with doing something with the answers, it promotes community. But you also find you do this for others, and you find they do it for you. So there's a mutual benefit there. If you're just coming alongside people that just take, and they're not giving, then you need to ask yourself the question, are these the right people for me to occupy my life with? So questions are important. That's the whole point of this podcast. Questions are important. We need to question what we allow into our lives, what we're feeding on, what we're learning from. We need to question ourselves, how am I doing? And we need to question other people. How are you doing? How can I come alongside you and support you and encourage you? Anyway, guys, this is a longer podcast than some of my others, but I just felt it was important to go into a bit more detail and to really promote the idea that I'm trying to share here. Become a person who asks questions and uses questions to make life work. Guys, it's been really good to share with you, and I look forward to sharing with you again soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bless you guys.